Hello everybody, Paul's Path here. This is Paul who wants to know how to stay sober today, because all we do is stay sober one day at a time. Now, we make a commitment to stay sober forever. It says will you go to any lengths to stay sober forever, but we can only do it one day at a time. So it's not like we just don't drink today. It's about what do we do to stay sober today. There's a big difference between that. Just don't drink today, or what are we doing to stay sober today? There's a big difference, okay? I don't want to drink the rest of my life, but I can only do it one day at a time. So we never talk about the doctor's opinion too much, okay? So I'm going to explain something, why we drink. People always wonder why we drink, and we probably wonder ourselves. But, you know, it says men and women drink essentially because they like the effect produced by alcohol. The sensation is so elusive that while they admit it is injurious, they cannot, after a time, differentiate the true from the false. To them, their alcoholic life seems the only one. They are restless, irritable, and discontented unless they can again experience the sense of ease and comfort which comes at once by taking a few drinks which they see others taking with impunity, right? You see they're out there having a drink, you know, and we succumb to the desire again, which is the thought that says, you know, I might be able to pull it off. Last time was different. I might be able to do it this time, you know. That's called the obsession, okay? So it says, after they have succumbed to the desire again, as so many do, the phenomenon of craving develops. They pass through the well-known stages of a spree, you know, that allergy, right? Emerging remorseful after we're done, after it's weeks or days or whatever. After it's done, we emerge remorseful with a firm resolution, and we really mean it. People don't think we mean it, but we really mean it. Like, I will never drink again after that. And it says, with the firm resolution not to drink again. This is repeated over and over, and unless this person can experience an entire psychic change, there's very little hope of his recovery. We can only recover with a spiritual awakening, spiritual experience, entire psychic change. They're all the same thing. It's the obsession being lifted. It's lifted because we're no longer restless, irritable, discontent. We no longer require a drink. We're now thinking about others more than ourselves. What can I do for you? Where can I be useful? That doesn't make you want to drink, but when you're in self-centered fear about rent and money, alcohol does something to an alcoholic. It takes all that fear away. It takes all that, and then it turns on us. And when it turns on us, there's more fear, and there's more guilt, and there's more shame, and there's more self-loathing. Okay? So, and on the other hand, and strange as this may seem to those who do not understand, once a psychic change has occurred, you know, through the steps of spiritual awakening, is the same thing as a psychic change. Okay? Once a psychic change has occurred, the very same person who seemed doomed, who had so many problems he despaired of ever solving them, suddenly finds himself easily able to control his desire. Not the allergy, but the obsession. His desire for alcohol. He no longer desires alcohol. That means the obsession has been lifted. You see that? So, basically, by working the steps, the obsession and the desire to drink will be lifted because we're going to have a personality change sufficient to recover from alcoholism. Our old ideas, attitudes, and emotions, like Carl Jung said, are going to be cast to one side. They're not gone, but they're going to be cast to one side for now, and a whole new set of conceptions and motives will become the driving force in our lives. Mostly motive meaning, what can I do for you and God? Not what I can do for me. It's not about me anymore. If it's about me again, I'm in trouble, right? Too much Paul. So, another thing I like in the doctor's opinion is you hear a lot in AA, and I argue with a lot of people in AA about this, and I say they don't drink no matter what and keep coming back. Don't drink no matter what, keep coming back. Let me tell you what the doctors say about it, okay? The doctors say that the only relief, these are doctors that work, these are not alcoholics, these are doctors that work with hundreds of alcoholics back in the day, okay? It says, it has never been by any treatment with which we are familiar, these doctors, permanently eradicated. The only relief we have to suggest is entire abstinence. Just don't drink. That's the only relief that they can suggest. But this immediately precipitates us into a seething cauldron of debate. Much has been written pro and con, but among physicians, the general opinion of all these physicians seems to be that most chronic alcoholics are doomed. So, just don't drink no matter what, you're doomed. So, how do you grow spiritually? Well, let's go over here on the 15. Let's talk about what Ebby. Let's talk about what Ebby said to Bob. He said, faith without works was dead, he said, and how appallingly true for the alcoholic. For if an alcoholic failed to perfect and enlarge his spiritual life through work and self-sacrifice for others, he could not survive the certain trials and low spots ahead. So we got to work with others. We got to help others in order to stay spiritually fit. Not get down in the yoga position and pray. We have to perfect and enlarge our spiritual life by self-sacrifice and work with others. If he did not work, he would surely drink again. And if he drank, he would surely die. Then faith would be dead indeed. With us, it is just like that. It is just like that. We're going to drink again no matter what, unless we perfect and enlarge our spiritual life by working together and hanging together and helping each other through this program. Okay? That's how you're going to stay sober. So the donations are good. They're helping me a lot. I do a lot of AA. If you could buy me a cup of coffee or something, it's going to keep me going. We got the GoFundMe up there. We're trying to get a place for rehab, as you guys know, and take some people down here, get them away from the fentanyl, get them away from the heroin, and see if we can get them into a place. And call me. If anybody needs any help, no charge. Just call me up. We'll do a couple sessions. If you like what you're hearing, if you're staying sober, whatever, then we can talk about a little bit of money, put in the tip jar. But really, call me if you're struggling. Call me, okay? Love you all.